Since YouTube's inception in 2005, we've seen countless genres, trends, and styles of content come and go from the platform, but none of them as influential as vlogging. Vlogging is a style of content so essential to the identity of YouTube and to social media in general that almost all of the big internet celebrities of the 2010s were vloggers like Emma Chamberlain, David Dobrik, Liza Koshy, the list goes on. But we're not in the 2010s anymore, and daily vlogs just don't get the views that they once did. In general, if you're a creator trying to grow on YouTube right now, you might find that the vlog style videos that you publish are some of the lowest performing types of content that you make. In this video, I wanted to talk with you about the rise and subsequent fall of daily vlogging on YouTube and what all of this means for creators who want to incorporate the vlogging style into their content in 2022. Because contrary to what some might be claiming, I really don't believe that vlogging is dead. I think it's just evolved, and if you follow that evolution and you use the right strategies and tactics, it can actually be a really great way to grow a community on YouTube. By the way, this video is sponsored by Epidemic Sound, and I'm gonna chat more about them later. Okay, so listen, I'm gonna be a little YouTube historian for the next 2 minutes and tell you about the history of vlogging on YouTube. What qualifies me to do this? Well, I lived through it. I have been an avid YouTube viewer since about 2009, and I've seen a lot of the changes that I'm gonna tell you about happen in real time, and I've always been interested in observing them. Okay, so the very early days of YouTube, we don't really see the kind of thing that we have come to know as vlogging very commonly just yet. Back in the day on YouTube, people would call this vlogging, like what we now call sit-down videos, where basically you would set up your camera in your bedroom, or you would just flip open your laptop and turn on the webcam and start filming yourself talking to the camera. That was the primary format on YouTube in the early days. At this point, we start to see a number of creators emerging with this style of format, some of which are still popular today. I think the best example being the Vlog Brothers. Not only do they have the word vlog in their username, but also they have continued using that same sort of 2009 style in their videos until today. So if you want to know what YouTube felt like back in 2009, you can go watch a Vlog Brothers video. As the years go on, we start to see some creators making follow me around style videos. I remember especially beauty gurus doing this, like the types of creators that would normally create beauty tutorials or talk to the camera about their favorites, you know, sitting in their bedroom. They start to publish videos that are more like the vlog style we know today. Stuff like follow me around Sephora, where it would be, you know, pretty casual clips of them going shopping or whatever. Admittedly, this is quite close to what we now know as a vlog. However, I think it's characterized by a much more casual and less polished style. So these shifts on YouTube, going from simply just filming at home in your bedroom to people starting to venture out a little bit and capture parts of their day to incorporate in an edited video afterwards, lays the groundwork for the biggest shift that YouTube has ever seen. I like to call this stage in YouTube's history the Casey Neistat effect. You know, I can't talk about the history of vlogging on YouTube without at least dedicating a chapter of it to Casey Neistat. If by some miracle you are not familiar, Casey Neistat is a YouTube creator who really pioneered our sort of modern, more cinematic style of vlogging that is really, really common on the platform now. Where those original follow me around videos were very real and raw and rough, and mostly point of view style. So imagine somebody holding the camera, showing you what they're seeing. With the Casey Neistat effect, we start to see vlogs where creators are actually capturing themselves in the footage, like setting up their camera, walking into the shot, all of that kind of stuff. It really gives the effect of having kind of a TV show of your life, where you are both the on-screen talent and the camera operator. I really think the success of Casey's videos comes down to two kind of main factors. For one, obviously he's an experienced video creator, like he was really good with his camera and getting unique and dynamic shots. But he also pretty specifically had a background in crafting viral videos, from his video iPod's Dirty Secret to Bike Lanes. There's a lot of classics that even before the dawn of social media got like millions of views just through people sharing them through like word of mouth, traditional virality. So Casey Neistat is in this unique position where he's really good at making videos, and he's also good at coming up with stories or concepts that really engage people. And so starting on March 25th, 2015, he combines these skills and starts daily vlogging, effectively changing the culture of YouTube forever. This was so massively influential that basically the entire genre of vlogging on YouTube now is kind of like the Casey Neistat genre. Like from gorilla pods to Rode video mics to time lapses and quick zooms for emphasis, we really see a lot of Casey's style in modern vlogging. Casey Neistat was really at the height of his influence on YouTube from 2015 to mid 2016, and near the end of 2016, he stopped daily vlogging after like 18 months or so of posting every single day on YouTube. Since Casey Neistat's departure from daily vlogging in 2016, the creators who have rushed in to fill the void that he left, in my opinion, represent a shift away from the daily vlogging style towards a different kind of video that seems to be performing better in our current YouTube landscape. The Paul brothers and eventually Mr. Beast and Ryan Trahan, in my opinion, kind of represent a shift towards the kind of viral videos that work now. And that's videos that have a really clear purpose, a really clear sales pitch, and some kind of story that you can ascertain from the title and thumbnail that you want to watch to the end to figure out what happened. So they're really built on that tension and suspense, and in a lot of cases just doing really, really wild and wacky stuff. I definitely think that Casey Neistat provided some of that sort of like suspense or curiosity in some of his titles and thumbnails, but definitely not to the extent that we see with like what Mr. Beast is doing, for example. I think part of this shift away from just the kind of day in the life content being popular on YouTube is also the rise of TikTok. TikTok has sort of taken over that pointless day in the life vlog sort of corner of the internet, and this is why. When you come to YouTube, like the content that you're watching is something that you are choosing, and so therefore a YouTube video needs a purpose. It needs to kind of sell you on why you should click on it. Basically, you need to convince someone to watch your video. Whereas on TikTok, you don't need to convince anybody to watch your video. You need to convince someone to keep watching your video, because they're gonna come across your video without choosing to, like on their For You page. So that, in my opinion, is just one of the reasons why on YouTube, videos have kind of evolved to the point where they need to have a purpose, like a thesis, a why behind them, so that you can convince your viewer to actually watch them. Because if people just kind of want mindless, like whatever content, they'll go to TikTok and see what comes up. But on YouTube, they are choosing very intentionally what to watch, and therefore there is a need for creators to convince their viewers why they should be watching through a title, thumbnail, and compelling story. So with that in mind, how can you become a successful vlogger on YouTube in 2022? Like I was saying at the beginning of the video, I definitely think it's still possible, and we see lots of people creating vlog style videos doing really great. So it's not that vlogging is dead entirely. I think that we have just seen a shift towards a different type of video and kind of different requirements in order to get your audience engaged and make them want to watch your video and keep watching till the end. So I've got 4 tips for you that will hopefully help you take your vlogs from lackluster results to getting views, getting on the homepage, and growing your subscribers. The first one is to tell a story. Look, I've made a bunch of videos about this by now. Like a lot of the videos where I talk about growth on YouTube, I come back to the point that you need to tell a clear story in your vlogs. At the end of this video, I'm gonna link some other videos where I talk about this in more depth so that you can learn more about that. But just for now, know that the main takeaway is to avoid a flat line of, I did this, and then I did this, and then I did this, and then I did this. That's boring for people to watch. You really want to focus on having causation between your scenes, having a rising and falling action, building some tension, building some curiosity. Those are the main ingredients that go into creating a story that people are going to be engaged in. Number 2, make it relevant to new viewers. I think this is one of the biggest pieces that a lot of beginner vloggers miss out on, and I totally understand why. When you're creating your vlogs, you want it to feel familiar. You want to talk to your audience like they're friends with you. That's what makes a vlog feel good to watch, is that feeling of familiarity. However, if you think about it logically, if your aim is to get more people to subscribe to watch your videos, then at some point you're gonna need to introduce yourself to these viewers and help them get to know you. So you need to make sure that at least some of the components in each of your vlogs are aimed towards new viewers. So one of the best ways you can do this is when you are kind of starting off your video in the introduction, it's good to give a little bit of extra context, introduce yourself, what the purpose of your video is. As you introduce new characters to your story, so other people in your life, that might be a good moment to kind of pause and say, by the way, this is my best friend Sarah, and here's a little bit about her. That will help people understand what this new character's place in the story is. And it just takes practice and kind of reminding yourself to think from the perspective of a brand new viewer and think about what you can do to make the story make sense and get just as much buy-in from someone who doesn't know you yet as someone who does know you into your video. The third tip I have for you is to make sure that you establish the stakes in your video. You want your viewer to understand that there is a payoff or a reveal or kind of a moral of the story at the end of the video. You can do this by continuing to kind of like sprinkle in questions that are sort of answered in the subsequent scene. So you keep creating that tension or curiosity and then paying it off and kind of do that in a repeating pattern. Or of course you can set it up like your video is going to be revealing something, answering a big question, or maybe you're searching for something or trying to figure something out, and then by the end of the video you do. The point I'm trying to make here is that people don't just automatically keep watching a YouTube video because they clicked on it in the first place. You need to kind of continually give them a reason to not click away. My fourth tip for you might be one of the most important, and that is to really communicate the emotions of your story to your viewer. It is so essential that you connect with your audience on an emotional level. This is one of the main methods that you can use to tell a story, to connect with a new viewer, and to establish the stakes. This is like the feeling that you give to your video. And of course, one of the best ways that you can do this is with music. And that's exactly where the sponsor of today's video comes in, Epidemic Sound. If you're a YouTube creator, chances are you've heard of Epidemic Sound. It is the go-to platform of creators across social media to get good, catchy music that you can actually use in your content. Okay, so I don't normally interrupt myself like this, so you gotta know it is for a good reason. I'm about to tell you more about Epidemic Sound, but they have a very, very good discount going on right now for their Cyber Week deal. If you sign up with my link in the description, not only do you get a 30-day free trial, but you also get 2 months at 75% off. This is an amazing deal, y'all. So if you've been thinking about trying a music subscription platform, now is the time to jump onto Epidemic Sound. You get the 30 days free, 2 months of 75% off, and anything that you download during the time that you have your trial or your discounted subscription, you continue to have the right to use that in your videos moving forward. So you're still protected even if you don't continue your subscription. So here's how it works. Once you sign up, you'll sync your profiles with your Epidemic Sound account, and then you're ready to start downloading music and using it in your YouTube videos and other social content, and you will be protected from copyright strikes. I love browsing Epidemic Sound to find the right music to tell the story that I'm trying to tell in my video. When editing vlogs, honestly, I used to really approach trying to find music as a burden. Like, I found it really annoying and time consuming, and I wasn't sure like what music I could use and what I couldn't. And I would just go and look for any song that could fill in the blank so it would have some kind of background music. But more recently, I've started to think of finding music for my vlogs as a way to really enhance the emotion that I'm trying to get across in each scene of my vlog. So when I'm looking for music, I think about the particular scene that I'm looking for a soundtrack for, and I think to myself, what kind of music would really communicate the feeling that I had in this moment? And conveniently, I can actually go to Epidemic Sound and I can browse through the tracks on there by mood. So you can just go ahead and click browse by mood and look through the different emotions, like very conveniently labeled for you, so that you can sort the music by the feeling that you're trying to portray. So it makes it very easy to find great tracks for your vlogs that help communicate the emotion of your story. Trust me, when you start approaching the soundtrack for your vlogs this way, it's gonna be a total game changer for the view duration of your videos and also just that connection that you have with your audience. You can always find the right music for the mood that you are trying to portray in your videos by using Epidemic Sound. You can sign up for the personal plan if you're an online creator, or the commercial plan if you're a freelancer doing client work. So once again, that is a 30-day free trial plus 2 months of 75% off. Get it at my link in the description. So hopefully you can tell from my tips that telling an effective story is absolutely key to succeeding as a vlogger on YouTube in 2022. It's not just about posting really flashy cinematic videos or posting daily. It's about connecting with your viewer and telling a story. If you want to learn more about how you can perfect those storytelling skills, especially in video format, check out this video I made. If you feel like you're making vlogs, they're always flopping, trust me, this will help you. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you're having adventures and following your dreams, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.